Your Honor, in all due respect to Detective Garcia, this is not a criminal proceeding. This is a private hearing to determine if my client is competent to marry.
That's why I'm here, Counselor. I brought someone that can help Judge Anders make that determination. Your Honor, this is Dr. Kevin Collins.
Your Honor?
Dr. Collins, you worked with Miss Devlin before Dr. Locke took over her case.
That's correct. Julie was under my care as recently as 2 months ago.
When he abandoned his patient, and that's when Dr. Locke was kind enough to step in.
I had personal business to attend to abroad. At the time, I regretted having to leave Julie during her treatment, but it was necessary. Your Honor, in the past, Julie has been delusional. At the time I was forced to leave town, I had become concerned that Julie was having new delusions. And that's why I feel it is my duty to testify at this hearing. Your Honor, in my opinion, Julie Devlin is not mentally competent to enter into marriage with anyone, let alone Chris Ramsey. And I'm sure that Detective Garcia would be inclined to agree with me.
Miss, if you can't find any towels...
Yeah, I did. They're right here somewhere. Hold on.
Miss, listen, I'm on a tight schedule here. Buzz my room when you find them, if you find them.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
Scott, what are you doing? I'd like to get into...
We gotta cover the whole room, otherwise this thing isn't gonna work. Bernice, I'm gonna come to that door any second. Go as fast as I can, Joe.
Please, sir, if you told my supervisor, I'm gonna get in big trouble.
Well, you should get in trouble. This hotel is not what it used to be. Now, if you don't mind, miss, please move out of the way.
Oh, man, this is it. He's coming in right now. What do we do? Where do we hide? We don't.
Now what? Bordiso.
Yeah, Bordizo. It's Scott Baldwin. I'm in the lobby. Meet me down here. I want to talk to you about a few things.
I'll be right down. Well, here's a chance for you to really impress your boss. Have my room done by the time I'm back.
Okay, he's gone.
That was me on the phone.
Should have known. Okay, come on, hop in. Let's get out of here while we can.
I'm almost there. All right, listen, Karen, go out there and knock twice when he comes up, all right?
Okay.
Your Honor, these two men have no relevancy for being here.
I think Dr. Collins and Detective Garcia are sufficiently familiar with Miss Devlin's background to be of help in our deliberations.
I agree. But I'd like to go on record stating that they will be talking about a Julie Devlin that no longer exists.
Dr. Collins.
Julie isn't what she was. That's correct. She's not angry and irrational. But she's not the new model that Dr. Locke claimed she is either. Julie can tell you the date. She can tell you who's president. But she could always do that. It's determining what is best for her. That's what she's had trouble figuring out for a very long time now.
You feel, then, that Miss Devlin is not able to give her rational consent to this marriage at this time?
That's correct. As a child, Julie was dominated by her father, then again by Greg Cooper. Now, it's this long history of desperately trying to please abusive men that has left Julie with a very fragile sense of herself.
Are you adding me to that list of abusers, Doctor?
Well, since you're asking, yes, I am.
Why is it you see Dr. Ramsey as a threat to my patient?
Well, for starters, any tune he whistles, Julie will dance to.
It's obvious, Your Honor, that Dr. Collins doesn't like Dr. Ramsey. I don't think it's relevant here.
Well, that's fine. We can focus on you if you like, Mr. Leopold. You wouldn't even be here had it not been that Lee Baldwin, by all accounts, a fine, upstanding attorney, hadn't been booted as Julie's guardian. And that's a prime example of her being manipulated.
Oh, so as far as you're concerned, Julie is just some sort of a brain-dead puppet?
Far from it. Julie, I do believe that you could have a future outside Ferncliff, but only if you allow yourself the time you need to heal. Your Honor, I asked the court to stop this marriage so that the court won't participate in the further victimization of this woman.
You can be very sure we'll consider all the facts. Detective.
If you honestly believe that Julie's judgment is sound, then I suggest you look at recent events.
You're referring to her attempted escape from Ferncliff.
Oh, no attempt, Doctor. She made it out all right. And then went on a little rampage. She broke into the Scalman house, threatened Courtney Canellos with a knife, and then she holed up in an abandoned amusement park where she assured us that she had given birth to a baby.
Which turned out to be a pillow that she'd kept tucked under her shirt the whole time she was at Ferncliff.
All sounds pretty damning, doesn't it?
Well, if it isn't, Dr. Locke, you need to enlighten the court.
Contrary to Dr. Collins' remarks, I am not a miracle worker. And Julie Devlin is not cured, whatever that means. But I am the first doctor to treat her that fully understands what she's all about.
Then you're telling the court that Dr. Collins is out in left field.
No. Dr. Collins is a good psychiatrist and a very compassionate man, but in this instance, he is too close to the murders that Julie has been accused of to be completely unbiased.
What do you see that I've missed, Doctor?
Well, Julie was under Greg Cooper's influence. And you assume she still is. She must be under somebody's influence to be making a decision that you don't approve of.
That I don't think is in her best interests.
But you want to be the one to make that decision. You want to be one of those controlling men that you just spoke so forcefully against.
So you're saying you don't want to have an influence here? I'm sorry, but I don't think we know each other well enough, personally or professionally, to even speculate on what the other wants.
I think I do. And what you're doing is not fair. As Julie works on rebuilding herself, she is locked up. She is surrounded by people who are criminally insane. And please, just look at her. She's calm. She's clear-headed. This should be a testament to her strength. Could you, Dr. Collins, could you, Detective Garcia, predict how well you would have behaved under those same circumstances? Wouldn't you want to escape? Wouldn't escape be the only rationale for an unjust imprisonment?
I hope you're not suggesting that we let people out of Ferncliff whenever they feel like they've had enough.
No, Your Honor. But the court, with all its wisdom, can view each case and decide if the patient has changed.
In any event, this is not a hearing about Ms. Devlin's release.
It's about something simpler, more innocent. Her love for Chris and his for her. Chris is the only person from Julie's past who has stood by her. He has let her know that there was somebody there when it seemed like her entire world had turned against her. And far from controlling her life, he reinforced her will to survive. Your Honor, their marriage, should you approve, I believe would be the biggest step yet toward Julie Devlin's full recovery.
Dr. Locke, Dr. Collins, you've made compelling arguments for and against Ms. Devlin's competency to marry. Dr. Locke believes that marriage could be therapeutic.
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
And I disagree.
Well, fortunately, it's up to the judge and not you.
I have a problem with that myself. If Ms. Devlin is a project of yours, if you're hoping to change her by marrying her, you shouldn't be marrying, period, whether or not Ms. Devlin is competent.
Your Honor, all I want to do is make Julie happy.
By making her dependent on you?
No, by believing in her. Everyone else has written her off. I see something there.
Yes, her money.
I'd be a liar, not to mention pretty stupid, if I said I wasn't aware of Julie's financial situation. But I don't want to marry her because of her money.
Care to tell us why you do?
Because from the first moment that I saw Julie, we connected. I didn't know who she was, but I could tell she was somebody pretty special. She stood up to Cooper the night that we were all held hostage. She wasn't afraid. And she was right in there helping Audrey with the rest of them. I know a lot's happened between us, between then and now, but one thing has remained unchanged. That's the connection I feel for her. You know, it's what drove me to help rescue her from Cooper all those months later. It's the reason that I started visiting her at Ferncliff in the first place. It's why I'm here today. We share something. I'm not sure if I can put it in words any better than that, except to say that I care about Julie like I've never cared about anyone.
It's very moving, Dr. Ramsey. What if Julie never gets out of Ferncliff?
So what? I've known women almost as beautiful, and a few who are close to being as funny and smart. But none of them have been able to see right through me the way Julie does, and still accept me. Even if she were to be locked up forever, I'd still want her to be my wife.
What happens if she is released? The community's going to react very strongly. Are you prepared to deal with that?
We can handle anything as long as we're together. That's the reason I want to marry Julie. So I can promise her that I will always love her, the way I do now.
Hey, you guys, DV's coming. Get in the cart now. Now, come on. Come on, come on, come on, get in. Get in. Cover yourselves. There you go, there you go. Got it, got it. Okay, okay. Okay, here.
Oh, and you.
Yeah, sir.
Did you manage to finish my room?
Yeah, yeah. Hold on. Yeah.
What luck.
Okay, that was scary. Come on.
You're great. Oh, can't wait for Diesel to see the little surprise that we left him.
And these are?
Affidavits from a number of doctors on staff at Ferncliff documenting the remarkable progress that Miss Devlin has made since she's resumed her treatment.
You mean since she was captured after escaping?
Julie, everyone here has stated their opinion, except for you. Would you like to say anything on your own behalf? I would, if I thought this hearing made any sense at all.
Are you saying you don't know why you're here?
No, I'm not that out of it. Like Dr. Collins said, I can tell you what day it is or who's president. What I don't understand is how other people can know what's in my heart.
Well, if you mean Garcia and me.
Well, you both bring up what I've done in the past. As if I could never change, but I have.
I know that's possible, Julie. I've been aware of your strength since the very beginning. And someday you may be ready to marry.
When I meet a man you approve of?
When you meet the right man.
How does anyone know that they found the right person? Don't you have to trust what's in your heart? So, you have no doubts about Chris at all? You kidding? I've woken up more than once thinking I really must be crazy to be doing this. Same doubts any sane person might have before they get married. I remember sitting up till dawn the night before my college roommate's wedding, trying to slow her down while she did tequila shots and thought about bagging it all together. And the next day, she was so hungover she could barely get I do out. But she's happy now. She and her husband have a couple of kids, and he loves her. He loves her so much.
And you believe that Chris loves you like that?
I know you think Chris is after my money, Kevin. But there are a lot of wealthy women out there. Why would he pick me out? With all the baggage I'm carrying.
Like the fact that you're a serial killer.
See, Detective, Chris is one of the only people who doesn't think I'm a murderer. I was talking about the baggage of who I am. The flaws, the weaknesses. He sees them.
And he jokes about them. But he keeps coming back. He talked about that night at GH when we were all held hostage. And I remember that night, too. How Chris was a smart aleck. And how he stood up to Cooper and the other interns when they wanted to operate on Audrey. He didn't think it was right, so he didn't help. And that's Chris. He stands by what he believes. And it's a quality I'm really grateful for because he stood by me through some really awful times when nobody else has. And he's been the one friend who I could count on. And he kept showing up when I needed him the most through some of the worst and best moments of my life. He's been there. And I made it through all of them because of him. There aren't many heroes left in the world today. Chris is my hero. How could you not want to marry someone like that?
You don't believe, then, that Dr. Ramsey is after your money, as Dr. Collins and Detective Garcia are suggesting.
No, I don't. But you know what? If he wants my money, he can have it. He doesn't have to marry me.
But you'd like to have him too, wouldn't you?
I'd like him to promise that he'll be in my life forever. And I'd like to make that promise to him. Even if we're kept apart. And that's all I'm asking, Your Honor. Let me make that promise to Chris. Let me be Mrs. Chris Ramsey.
A shocking discovery.
Where's my brother?
What did she do with him? And a surprising revelation.
You murdered him!
I didn't murder your brother. He's not dead.
Where's my brother's body?
He's at Seaview Hospital in a secluded area. He isn't the way you remember him.
Can Alex save Dimitri?
This is a possible cure to save my brother's life. You gotta tell me.
Escape with All My Children, ABC Daytime.
We've got Perdizo right where we want him. Can't wait to see the look on his face.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I have you two to thank.
Oh, wait a second. You're including me, Miss Go Home Karen, It's Too Dangerous Wexler?
Oh, boy. Think we'll ever hear the end of that?
I don't think so, but she's got a point.
Well, without my brilliant disguise, you guys would still be standing in DV's room holding a pair of pliers and trying to explain yourselves.
Okay, come on. Thank you. Thank you.
Huh. I'm just glad you're in one piece. Both of you.
Well, say that for Perdizo, huh? Well, let's light the fuse.
You're calling him now?
Yeah.
Bordiso?
Hey, Bordizo, how you doing?
Well, you weren't in the lobby now, were you?
Well, I was busy networking.
With some of your pathetic connections, I suppose.
Hey, Bordizo, why don't you turn your TV on?
Well, there you go. Smile there, you're on candid camera.
Hey, scratching your chin there. You're looking up, you're looking down. Gotcha.
It's very good, Baldwin. I can't even see your camera.
How does it feel knowing that you have no more privacy?
Well, it won't be for long. I'll just have to find your little toy camera and have it removed.
Yeah, well, you do that, but remember, I got in there once and I can do it again. I own you, Bordizo, and I'll be watching you every second of the day.
Oh. You all right?
Well, I had the feeling things were going so well until Kevin and Garcia arrived.
I think things went just fine.
Is that a joke?
The judge was very moved by what the two of you had to say. And if I didn't know better, I'd say it was the first time you actually shared those feelings. Made it that much more believable.
You did say some nice things about me.
Yeah, well, I guess I was just describing the girl of my dreams and got her confused with you. But hey, what about the things you said?
Oh, that you were my hero?
Yeah. I guess people say just about anything to get what they want, huh?
I guess so. Sweet, aren't they?
Hmm? Oh, yes. I don't know whether to laugh or cry.
I don't think you'll be laughing when the judge returns and approves their marriage.
You're right. But what if he says no?
He won't.
Awfully sure of yourself, aren't you?
I never lose.
Please be seated. I have reached my decision.
Tomorrow on Good Morning America, an exclusive interview with Bill Bradley, soon to be an official candidate for president. Plus, Chris Rock gets ready to rock the MTV Music Awards. That's tomorrow on Good Morning America.